SpongeBob SquarePants, the beloved cartoon show adored by both children and adults alike, takes us on an enjoyable journey to the depths of the sea where we experience funny and entertaining adventures with SpongeBob and his friends in the city of Bikini Bottom. However, as is the case with many seemingly simple works of art, there are many intriguing theories attempting to explain the mysterious and puzzle-filled world of this show. Among these theories, the time loop theory stands out, offering a frightening and fascinating explanation of how events unfold in this strange underwater world. The time loop theory is based on the idea that SpongeBob and his friends live in an infinite time loop, where events constantly repeat without any real progression in time. This can be observed by the fact that the characters do not change over time, and there is no real development in their lives or relationships. No matter how many episodes pass, SpongeBob remains the loyal employee at the Krusty Krab. Squidward Tentacles continues his miserable job as a cashier, and Patrick Star remains the lazy and useless neighbor. This theory offers an explanation for many of the strange and repetitive events in the series. For example, SpongeBob characters often encounter serious accidents such as explosions or crashes, yet they return in the next episode without any trace of these incidents. This can be considered evidence that time constantly resets itself, and everything returns to the starting point as if nothing happened. The time loop theory also explains the lack of aging or change in Bikini Bottom. From the beginning of the series to its latest episodes, there is no indication of time passing. SpongeBob always remains the same active and energetic sponge, while Mr. Krabs stays as greedy and ambitious as ever. Even the secondary characters remain in their places, indicating that the city is trapped in a time loop that makes everything revolve in a closed circle. Additionally, the time loop theory touches on how characters interact with the outside world. For instance, when watching special episodes or spin-off movies, we see that the characters remember their previous adventures and treat them as part of their personal history, but this history does not affect their daily lives in the regular episodes. This contradiction suggests a kind of separation between major experiences and the daily time experienced by SpongeBob and his friends. The time loop theory adds a deep and intriguing dimension to the fantastical world of SpongeBob SquarePants. Through this theory, we can revisit each episode of the series with new eyes, searching for clues of this infinite time loop. Although this interpretation might be somewhat frightening, it adds an element of mystery and complexity to the series, making it more exciting to watch and analyze. Whether the time loop theory is true or not, it undoubtedly opens a wide door for thinking and contemplation about the world of SpongeBob and its endless secrets. The time loop theory in SpongeBob SquarePants opens the door to deep philosophical reflections on the nature of time, existence, and the meaning of life. Despite the seemingly simple and cartoonish nature of the series, the idea of infinite time loops provides a conceptual framework that allows us to explore fundamental philosophical issues related to human existence. In philosophy, time is often viewed as linear, progressing from the past to the present and then to the future. However, the time loop theory in SpongeBob invites us to consider the concept of cyclical time, where events repeat endlessly without any actual progress. The German philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche proposed the concept of eternal recurrence, where all events and moments repeat infinitely. We can see the world of SpongeBob as an example of this concept, where the characters live in a continuous repetition of the same events without any real change. This theory can also be related to Hindu philosophy, which considers time to be cyclical, consisting of endlessly repeating cycles, reflecting the situation in Bikini Bottom. If the characters in SpongeBob live in an infinite time loop, this raises an existential question about the meaning of their lives. In existential philosophy, the concept of absurdity is prominently featured, especially in the works of Albert Camus. Camus spoke of the absurdity of life, the idea that searching for meaning in a meaningless world is itself absurd. We can see the characters of SpongeBob as seekers of happiness and meaning in a world that repeats endlessly, reflecting Camus' idea of the continuous struggle against absurdity. The notion that the characters are trapped in an endless time loop may also reflect a sense of existential imprisonment, where life is a repetitive cycle without an ultimate goal, which can translate to a deep sense of despair and frustration, as sometimes seen in the character of Squidward Tentacles.